So this particular Friday night, after work, a buddy of mine, Ali and I, we had gone to a lounge. We're at the Earl's, and we're sitting there shooting the breeze, chit chatting, and we're talking about how our week went the last couple of weeks and what's new in our lives, and slowly, as the liquid courage builds up, we started talking about what our experiences were at work in the last few days and the people we're working with, and one of the things that we've kind of always kind of observed about the work we do is we feel like we come in with these really good ideas, and then we're preaching common sense, but no one wants to listen, and they don't do it, and then they do the opposite, and it's like, well, hey, my thumb hurts, can you give me a reason why and fix my sore thumb? Okay, well, obviously it's because you're hitting your thumb with a hammer. Stop it. Well, I like to use this hammer. Bang, bang, and they keep doing it. So I'm like, okay, it's hard to convince people to not do the wrong thing. And so we look at these kind of people and we think, well, these guys are a bunch of clowns. Like, they're dummies. Like, why are these dummies making all this money? Like, they're doing what we think. And again, this is the liquid courage talking a lot of this times. They're doing what we think is the dumbest thing, and they're making the wrong choices. But they've got millions of dollars and billions of dollars, and they're doing it. Like, they're highly successful individuals. And why can't we do that? We're smart. And so it occurs to me that, after all, when you think about it, I mean, they're bringing us in to solve these problems for them as consultants, and we say, okay, here's what you need to do, da 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 da. And then we look at these problems and we're like, these things are so trivial. It makes no sense why you're even asking us, but sure, I'll take your money. I kind of feel guilty for telling you how to do common sense, but okay, here you go. This is what you need to do. 1, 2, 3. They don't do it. Okay. Now, so what we look at that, we were sitting back and saying, well, what's the problem here? Why is it we can't make our success? What's holding us back? Like what is it really? So we started kind of talking back and forth, various thoughts and theories, and I came up with this one analogy that I think is absolutely perfect, because I realized the problem is that it's a napkin. Okay, so these guys have said, Tim, I need you to come in. My face is dirty. I need a napkin. Give me a napkin. All right, well, here's a napkin. Face is clean. Perfect. Or they don't do it right, and then the face is still dirty. They made a big smudge. But then what we do, Ali and I, the type of thought, people we are, we would say, okay, well, you're going to get a dirty face again in the future. Let's prevent that from happening. Let's give you a napkin dispenser full of napkins. And I know a guy who can sell you some napkins wholesale. And then we think, well, you know what you actually need is, if you're going to do that, you may as well, there's going to be other people with that same problem. Let's build a napkin factory and a dispenser factory so you can build these things and sell them. So we kind of build up these ideas of, okay, now you can make millions of dollars on these napkins and these dispensers, and you're going to be rich. But then the guy is like, I just need a napkin. I have a dirty face. But we think, don't you see the bigger opportunity here? You can fix all these other problems. You can prevent things from ever happening again. Unlimited supply. Others are paying you to do it. But we can never break that barrier. And so we think, okay, well, these guys are clowns. And that's just our thinking. But you got to take that into consideration. And this is where this 1585 rule that I talked about in my last video makes a whole whack of sense, because we're talking, okay, this guy's got a dirty face. He wants a napkin. That's all he wants. He's not listening to what can happen down the road. So what we have to actually think, if I wanted to go and sell more individual napkins, I need to think about what's 15% before that. What's causing him to, not even what's causing the dirty face, but what's causing him to come to me to ask for a napkin. And that's because he doesn't want to deal with the dirty face. He doesn't want to figure out how to get the napkin. And he wants to just get that pain of that problem to go away. And that's where the focus is. And that's really the genius of all this 1585 rule, is that when you start to break things down to that first step, that first core 15% of whatever the challenge is that you're looking at. And this, and the revelations to me, even just speaking through that video yesterday, was it applies to so many things. Just your approach to your work, your marketing materials, books you're writing, ebooks, anything you're working on. It could be a big thing or a small thing, and this 1585 rule can really help you hone in on what's the most important thing. And so that was this napkin is the thing that will clean my dirty face, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why he's coming to me to say, I need a napkin. And that's where, if you want to sell and you want to be successful, master that first 15%. Figure out why he's coming to you for that napkin. Not to don't try to solve the dirty face, because that may not be even the issue. It's that motivation, right? It's that because when you roll it back down between these marketing steps and all this stuff, it comes down to an emotional motivation and an individual. And so, why is that individual coming to you? And so this has had a profound way of me looking back and reanalyzing a lot of my old marketing materials. I'm like, yeah, I totally missed it. So I have so many ideas of how I could position and sell and converse and solve all the problems, but they just have a dirty face. Give them a napkin, man. And so that's what I'm hoping you can take away from this. Don't worry about the napkin dispensers and making napkin factories and all that stuff. You don't need a forest to build down and make pulp and make napkins. Don't worry about that. Master the giving of a napkin and figure out why people want a napkin from you. That's my lesson for today, or my thought about this today. So thank you for listening. If you like what you've heard today, subscribe, like, share, and hit that little bell, because I've got some more thoughts coming in the coming weeks. Thanks.